everyone, and today I'll be going over another scored review. This one's for the 8-Bit Adventure Anthology Volume 1. This game consists of 3 point-and-click adventures. I will be scoring these individually, so that you'll know each game looks and plays differently. I'll be playing it in the background. Now, this game was developed by General Arcade and was published by Abstraction Games, and this is a port, or I'm assuming it's just a straight port because I don't remember much changes from the original, of the original classics back on the old game consoles. I remember Shadowgate from the Nintendo. I honestly never got to play the other two until this. So, the first game I'll be going over, obviously, as you see in the background, is Shadowgate. And I'll go ahead and start the playthrough. So, all these games are point-and-click adventures. And via your choices in the game, you can die very easily. And unlike today's traditional point-and-click games, once you figure the way through, you know the way through. It doesn't change in the slightest. Although a lot of the newer ones are like that too. Now, as you can see, this game's graphics are very well dated and not very detailed, which actually makes it kind of funny. Now, aside from that, back in the day, the graphics looked pretty good because they're all still images, but in today's time, not so much. Now, as far as the music and sound effects go, I'm actually surprised they still hold up fairly well for the whole 8-bit chiptune and sound effects that the game has in it. But other than that, there's not really any changes or anything that makes it any different than the normal game. Now, the controls and the gameplay, it's a point-and-click adventure. It's not really complicated, except for the menu of these older games. I mean, look at all these options down here. Back on the Nintendo, and how loose the controls are, it's so easy to do something stupid and get yourself killed. But other than that, the controls and the gameplay of the game is very simple, easy to pick up, and not too hard to figure out. So, I mean, aside from that, now the story for this particular one I always thought was pretty good. It puts you, and I am completely screwing this up, it puts you in the quick, like, little random prologue to explain to you. You wake up in this castle, and you know you gotta get through, build this staff, defeat the ultimate evil. You know, it's just your old, very trope good versus evil story. Now, the one thing that this game actually has going for it compared to the old one is on the Xbox, this has achievements. Now, the achievements aren't hard, but they're very silly, because all the achievements tied to Shadowgate are about different ways to die. And they're all in the description. So, not too bad, but, I mean, for as old as this game is, they did do a remake, and I haven't played through it yet, but it looks like they did do a good touch-up of it. So, all in all, the achievements are pretty good. Albeit, you know, kind of goofy, but it makes sense for this game. This was in the 8-bit era, this would be like the Souls-like game where one mistake and you die. So, I usually rate games 5 being average instead of the industry standard of 7 or 8. So, in today's time, I'm honestly gonna have to say that this game is a 5. While all the gameplay and what made it great is still here in the game, according to current day's standards for gaming, this one falls really far behind in graphics because it's not a remaster. And the gameplay, but the controls, the sound effects and music and the achievements are still there, or are still hold up well. But other than that, this is just a dead average game. If you're not into point-and-click adventures, I don't recommend it. So, 5 out of 10, and I'll see you in the next scored game review.